Tonight, we are drafting my Pros versus Joe's team, the third of the Ship Chasing Pros versus Joe's specials. The draft is already off, so let's get to it.
Pat Fryer Helmo.
This is why I'm hot.
Anita Handjob.
Fix your sight.
Jamar. Alpha play chase.
Are you kidding me? Kadarius Toney?
You can't handle the heat.
It looks like we're finally at this point. You're right.
All right, Ben. We're already flying here. So we got to add this to the stream. Okay. So yeah, we're already to the 106.
Oh, you got the 12 spot.
Yeah.
Like me and Sean.
I know. And what was Pete out of? He had some late pick too.
I want to say he was like 7 though, because he got Cup to fall or 8, or CMC to fall or what? He got CMC to fall to like 8.
I don't think he's falling here.
No.
What's your dream start out of the 12?
Ooh, Devontae Adams 8. Interesting. My dream spot. I mean, I think the most fun start out of the 12 is Garrett Wilson, Amon-Ra, St. Brown. That's my like. When you say dream, I'm like, that's where I'm like, oh, this is just a lot of fun. It's not necessarily what I think is the best combination, but stacking those two together, who are like, I'm basically neck and neck with them. I really, really like both. I want to be above market on both. Stacking them together as two potential breakouts that I think have top 5 upside is fun. It's not,
it is fun.
Not bad. Yeah. But yeah, like usually you get in a situation like this, one guy like Adams goes ahead of here, you're going to have either AJ Brown or CeeDee Lamb there, which is, especially relative to ADP, like you have them both there. So like you could go a lot of different directions, obviously.
So I'm going to go AJ Brown here, who I love and you no longer love. Is that fair to say?
Well, that's aggressive.
I feel like every time I take him, you're like, oh, I don't know. All right, so I'm taking AJ Brown. And what about CeeDee Lamb versus Amon-Ra? Where are you at on that?
Yeah, I don't know. We had that. I think I'm Amon-Ra on that.
PPR, right?
I mean, yeah. How low are you going to get on CeeDee Lamb? But yeah, I think I would prefer Amon-Ra. And I might prefer Garrett Wilson too. So that's why I'm saying how low. Because I think Amon-Ra and Garrett Wilson, I just have them like identical in my mind.
The chat. So far, Henry is pulling for Lamb here. Frank saying Pollard Amon-Ra is fun. I'm gonna go Amon-Ra. This is PPR. People forget.
Pollard Amon-Ra gives you the week 17 correlation. But so does Lamb Amon-Ra. But Pollard Amon-Ra is really reaching on Pollard. I get it. AJ
Brown at the 12. I mean, it's pretty good for a guy who was pretty amazing last year. Yeah, he's a guy that obviously I've liked for a long time. My concern, I have zero qualms with AJ Brown, the player. No concerns whatsoever about how good he is, what he brings to the Eagles, what he means to their whole offense, how much better he is than Devonta Smith, etc. My concern is just the way that these really QB run-heavy offenses manifest. The Eagles were like the only one that was really promising because they were second in the league in no huddle rate. And neutral no huddle rate was 21%. They were second in the highest in the NFL on that. I think there was only like 3 teams that were over 10%. Like they were quite a bit higher than even like, 4th and 5th and 6% to be at 21% in neutral situations. So they run the ball a lot. That keeps the clock running, but they hurry up, which is good. And then the targets were crazy concentrated. Only 4 receivers all year got a target. Basically it was all AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. Quez had some. The fourth was Zach Pascal, who's not even there anymore. But they got, Olamide Zacchaeus now, who's probably going to play that sort of Pascal role. I'm only projecting Zacchaeus for 16 targets. Like, I still think it's going to be really, really concentrated. Yeah. I still think it's going to be really, really concentrated and everything. But when you sit and look at like the projections, you break it out, you're like, how much more can there really be here? Dallas Goedert only played 12 games last year. Like, if he plays 17, that's at least, a little bit more target competition. Although, again, I still believe A.J. Brown's way, way better than those guys. But, I mean, especially in best ball, like, he definitely – one of the big arguments you've made to me about him lately is like he still obviously has great weekly upside. I'm basically more concerned about a full season stat line where I think they get really run heavy in some games and they get out ahead, which you've talked to me about.
I do too. Yeah, that will happen.
Yeah, that's a little bit more frustrating and managed where like you're going to play him every week and then you're going to have some games where he might only catch like 2 or 3 balls because he didn't do a lot in the first half and they go really run heavy in the second half. They only throw like 22, 23 times all game. Those games are going to happen. It doesn't affect you as much in best ball, like in this context. And he has as much weekly upside as anyone.
Right. Yeah, in best ball, it's like kind of amazing because, like, yeah, he's not hitting your lineup as much as you'd like, but then he hits your lineup so powerfully. A few weeks a year is the bet, and
yeah,
if you get that one, that's so big in best ball because like a lot of his points are hitting your lineup, like a high percentage of his overall points, and then obviously if those weeks come in the weeks you actually need them, it's quite nice.
And this is 17-week total points. So you don't even have to worry about when they come. You just got to say A.J. Brown's going to have some of those weeks, and he's going to. So, I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense in this context. He has more weekly upside than like CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb's very good too. I mean, that's a weird point because anyone could have at that level could have a certain amount of weekly upside. But I feel like Brown has probably a better percentage chance of having a 30-point game than Lamb. Let's put it that way. And then I was just thinking as we were talking through this, really like pairing him with Amon-Ra now that I've like actually had a chance to think through it because we're just talking about like A.J. Brown might have some not usable weeks. I think Amon-Ra is going to have a really nice target floor basically every week. That's sort of the play, right? So yeah, if he gives you at minimum 6 catches for 60 yards or something, which it feels like that's going to be kind of like his floor, then
he starts with that, and then you see if he scores a touchdown.
Then you see if he scores or if he gets to 10
or gets
catches.
17 targets or whatever.
Right, exactly. So it's like if A.J. Brown's going to have a couple 2-3 catch games, you have him paired with your other really high profile receiver is a little bit more of a consistent floor type that also has ceiling. I mean, it feels like a really nice pairing.
I'm happy with it. It's a fun start.
I got to say I like Daniel Cupp's. So it says Daniel Cupp's pairing more, though. Cooper Kupp, Garrett Wilson. I think Wilson has a chance to be an absolute star. And then when you get like a Kupp at 7 and you get a guy like Garrett Wilson to fall back to 206.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing.
That's just a really nice spot to be.
JJ got Jamar Chase out of the 4 hole. I mean, that's pretty
That's
sweet.
nice. Yeah.
Then to get Devontae Smith too. I've done that start a bunch because you're just like maybe Hurts comes back, and if he doesn't, I'm in the driver's seat for especially if T. Higgins hasn't gone right. You take Smith over Higgins because then Higgins is on that side of the board. So then you're like Hurts either comes back or I'm going to block the Higgins guy on Burrow in the 4th round.
You got some really interesting drafts start so far. We have out of the 3 hole going very hyper fragile McCaffrey, Henry, Taylor.
Well,
you have
gets to the hyper fragile. This might just be robust.
2 hole. Our buddy Kevin Tompkins started Kelsey, got Mahomes all the way back, and got Higgins. So he's already starting a stacked situation. 6 hole. Scott Connor here has Tyreek and Waddle. He's already started a Miami stack. 8 hole is the kind of traditional IKB draft so far. Takes Devontae Adams 108, takes Jahmyr Gibbs 205, really kind of throwing ADP out the window and going after his guys. A lot of like pretty intriguing starts so far.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. The risky guys so far have all fallen to the 3rd round where, I was wondering how people were going to play that in this industry league. It is tough on this side of the board, tight end wise. You just like
Tyler. I mean, I'm sorry that you're worried about your early chats. I saw them; they were like so long. Like that's like, what's that? What's the meme? Like, I'm sorry that happened to you, or I'm happy for you, or sorry that happened to you. Like,
yeah,
I didn't read them. Like, it was like 57 words at least.
Yeah, I also attempted to read it and was like, I can't do it.
This is too many words.
Sorry, it's just too many words. Tyler, if you did a podcast on it, I would listen to it. I'm much more an audio consumer, but I'm not reading that many words. You got to break it up too. If someone puts some time and effort into how they construct the words on the page,
it started with wildest way you became best friends with someone, and I read that. And then it was like my best man and bro man. I started to read that, and that's where I was like, I don't care. Why? I mean.
I know.
Tyler, but
here's
like,
a long story about people you've never met.
Yeah. I'm about to start a stream, man.
And guess what? I'm writing. You have to read the story. Is that does that entice you?
So what are you looking at here? Couple picks away. He's like, don't make me say it. I'm not gonna say it.
You know what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna take Breece Hall because obviously,
yeah, Breece Hall was the first guess.
And honestly, I think I might just grab Lamar.
So that was the other one I was looking at was the quarterback. So I was wondering if you might go that direction.
Debo, Judy, are the wide receivers.
The running backs all went, right? Other than Breece.
Other than Breece, yeah, because I was thinking, am I going to double tap Breece and Jacobs here at the turn? That'd be kind of fun. But no other running backs I want. Got to reach for tight ends.
Yeah, Gibbs went 205, so that's kind of he's not here.
I'm inclined to just do Lamar. Yeah, like in a standalone league. Plus, I mean, in a little mini tournament, it's helpful.
Well, you know, Pete's got the Lamar Andrews stack in the mini tournament. You're chasing Pete then without Andrews.
Well, I mean, Andrews could totally bust, dude.
Yeah, he does. Pete doesn't have AJ Brown and Amon-Ra, and he doesn't have Breece Hall either.
Yeah, I know it hurts not to have Andrews, but he's. I mean, the other option is Debo, and I just feel like Lamar gives you such a nice floor ceiling combo. Plus, he's stackable later. All right, I'm taking Lamar.
You've done a hell of a lot more best ball drafts than I have this year. I don't think you need you need my opinion on structure. I think you've got that dialed in.
Well,
how many drafts are you doing right now?
Dude, yeah, I'm on the clock. I would sit I sit down and I'll be like, all right, I got to take care of some of these slow drafts. I sit down with like 40 on the clock, and I get up with like 40 on the clock. Like, there's no way to dig out.
How have you not gone crazy?
I don't know. Because one thing I'll do is I'll draft. Like, I did a $44 draft today on DraftKings, and which is nice because that's like I think it's a pretty interesting tournament, and they don't always fill. So I was like, all right, sweet, one filled. So I drafted that team, but as I'm going along, I'm like firing in picks on these slow drafts. So that's one way that I kind of talk myself into doing it.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I don't know. I have to think through them. Maybe it's because you've done so many, but like I got to look at I'm at. So someone just asked how many I'm in. I entered 40, the last I entered, and I finished probably 8 of those, and the other ones are all kind of getting there. But like when I'm in like the first one I clicked on, I have 3 hours to do. I probably should do this during the stream at some point. I'm in the 14th round. Like, I got to look at this. I have a 2-4-6-1 build right now. Like, I have to think through, okay, what are my stacks? What are my correlations? I don't.
But I star every.
Like you do. Yeah, I don't.
Well, that makes it. That's how you scale. Like, if you wanted to do like 100 drafts,
you have to start.
And I would say 100 is probably where I would recommend people to stop. You don't want to be in, maybe even more like 75. There's a point where like you're like, oh, I'm on the clock in like 15 drafts. I better take care of it. But when you get on the clock in like 75 drafts, it's just too many. It's just too many. So this weekend was like kind of nuts. Like I was doing this crab. I went down. I'm from Delaware. I went down to Delaware and visited my family. And we got crabs, which is like my favorite thing. Just get like, we got a bushel of like the biggest crabs they had, and just like you just sit out there on the porch and drink some beer and just crack crabs for like hours. You know, like you get like intensely full, and then you just like wait, and then you go back and you eat some more crabs. You know, so I was just trying to get like as many done. I was like, all right, like I need to not be on the clock on anything with less than like 5 hours. Because I'm gonna spend about 5 hours eating crabs, but then I can
after.
I couldn't not be on the clock. You know what I mean? I couldn't get to 0 on the clock. I just got to everything 5 hours or less was off my plate. But I did. I loaded 250 at once, which was stupid, but also kind of fun, but also stupid.
The chat saying East Coast elitist. I always see. I always think it's funny. Everyone on the East Coast calls it crabs.
Hasn't been. Delaware does not count as some coastal elite destination. Okay, it's barely a state.
Out here on the West Coast,
I'm from Newark.
We just call it crab. We eat crab.
Crab.
You guys eat crabs. We eat crab.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, what kind? When you get crab, what is that? Dungeness or is that like snow crab?
Mm-hmm.
What are you eating?
Dungeness, king. I'm not a big seafood guy, so I won't be the guy to ask. But I just started eating it more in my adulthood. I didn't eat it as a kid, even though I'm from freaking Seattle, where seafood is apparently delicious.
Now I've got the chat defending Delaware. This is exactly what I wanted.
Nice.
Reverse psychology to the chat.
The chat also bummed. This isn't a 34 rounder. We will be back on Wednesday with another 34 rounder. That's probably full. If it's not full, get in it.
Seafood is elite. Thank you, Tyler. Yeah. So wait. So are the details in the description of this video? I didn't set it up. I'm sure it is, right? Details
for the Wednesday 34 rounder.
Yeah.
Possibly. Who knows? That's Pete's department.
Let's assume they are.
We'd be lost without
details are in description. Check out the details in the description.
Yeah. I'm excited to see how high Demarcus Robinson has climbed because he was like a 32 round 32 guy last time. I mean, we might be talking round 35, round 25 now. I mean, he might be. Is he approaching round 23? I mean,
he could be. He's steaming up boards.
He's steaming up the 34 round boards.
The chat is asking if Delaware is a tax haven for corporations. Corporations establish themselves there for some reason. I forget why. I think it's like favorable for like corporate law or something. I don't really know.
Yeah.
But like a bunch of, all like a ton of credit card companies are based in Delaware, that type of thing. It doesn't have sales tax is the nice thing for just regular people. So, that is pretty nice.
I remember that from looking up stuff about starting an internet business. It's like the first thing you see. Better started in Delaware. I mean, they're for sure. They're the goats for that, apparently. The goat state.
Details are not in the description, so
nice. Okay, cool. Well, the details are out there somewhere. You can find the details. I believe in you. I trust that you'll be able to find them.
We are good at promoting things. The details are out there.
Yeah. Probably like on Twitter or something. I don't know. They're somewhere. They're probably in the Discord. What does Pete usually say? I kind of zone out when he's doing the ad stuff.
This is another back to Delaware here. Is Delaware culture more like Jersey or Connecticut? People think that Delaware is near Connecticut. It's not. It's not near Connecticut.
Not even close. I live in Washington, and I know that.
That's like Rhode Island. But like lots of people think Delaware is like in New England, or Delaware is like between
by Maryland,
PA, Maryland, and Virginia. That's where it's at. The southern half of Delaware is like
Do we need to have a geography lesson? Is that
Tends
is
to
this
be
tonight?
like Washington, like they're big into like the Commanders generally, or the Ravens, and then the northern half of Delaware is like essentially a Philly suburb. It's all Eagles.
That makes sense. So yeah, like Connecticut's on the opposite side of.
I'm from Delaware. I just annoyed people don't know where my state's from.
You're from Delaware.
I'm from Delaware. Yeah.
Originally from Delaware. Born,
Originally,
raised in Delaware. Moved
That's
to the big city. That's true?
That's right. That's what happened.
Where'd you come from in Delaware?
Newark, Delaware. It's where the University of Delaware is.
Got it. So that's like a Philly suburb, right? Upstate.
Basically,
I'm looking
yeah.
at it right now.
Like culturally and stuff, it's essentially because Wilmington.
Were you a Philly
No.
fan growing up? What were you?
I was not. Well, all my friends were, but I just was like, they didn't like Andy Reid, so I was like, I can't root for these. I can't get on board with this.
So who did you root for?
I rooted for the Rich Gannon-led Raiders because he went
Nice.
to the University of Delaware. But then the entire team retired at once because they were all 40, and then I was like, I'm left with the one of the worst run franchises in sports, and I just bounced.
That's rough. And then your brother was a Vikings fan, right? Or is still a Vikings fan? I remember
My
that.
brother's a hardcore Vikings fan. Yeah, like he's
Hardcore
listened to
Vikings.
Minnesota like local radio for years. Like he's about as deep in the weeds. I don't know if he's still doing that, but he literally like in high school he would have on like Minnesota radio so he could hear the Vikings broadcast. Not the games. I mean like on like Wednesday. Yeah.
Wait, like a replay of the broadcast?
No, like off-season. Like I think probably more of the off-season stuff.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
All right, I haven't thought about my pick once, and I'm about to be on the clock.
Oh, yeah, you should do that. So all the tight ends went.
Deontay's here. Lockett's here. Jackson
Godwin
Smith-Njigba's here. Let's see. No tight ends. I guess JSN goes so much later. I should probably try to push him, but I don't really even feel like it. Kenneth Walker.
I doubt he comes all the way back to 7-12. In this,
What do you think about Deontay and? Well, they're not correlated, so that's sort of silly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna take wide receivers probably on the next turn. I could take Kenneth Walker. Do you think he's worth buying the dip on?
Yeah.
You know,
From what I've seen, it sounds like Charbonnet's injury is a little bit more of a concern. I don't know that, but
I think maybe I should take Walker and JSN and like win the draft right now. What do you think?
they're telling me to yell at you that to take JSN. I would put the odds that JSN makes it back at like 10%, very low. If you really want him, think he's the best receiver here, I think you take him. I might take Deontay still, but yeah, JSN's probably the right pick.
Let's have a little fun. JSN, Kenneth Walker JSN is a very fun turn. It's especially fun turn if you haven't been thinking about your team for 25 picks, and then you're like, oh, sick.
I'm just going to take the fun players. Yeah.
Yeah.
Draft it like a $10 dynasty startup.
That's right. I'm glad I got one running back in there because I think I'll need to prioritize getting some of these stacking partners with Lamar, I think.
So I want to know more about this being raised in Newark, Delaware. Is that like, is it like central and southern Delaware? Do they think you're like northern Delaware is kind of like not true Delaware? Because you're way up in like.
It's not that it's not true Delaware, but there is. So the Daily Show did a piece on this.
Okay.
And in like, I want to say in like 2006, 2007, something like that. And they like, so there is this thing that exists within Delaware. There's like this huge divide in kind of the northern half of the state versus the southern half of the state. Southern half of the state is very conservative. The northern half of the state is like a Philly suburb. Is, you know, so very red in the southern half, very blue in the top half of the state. You know, culturally sort of very different. They're sort of like more like kind of more sort of southern y, I guess. Scrapple's a big thing, right? And Scrapple's pretty good. I mean, I'll eat some Scrapple.
I don't even know what that is. I thought you were saying Scrabble. I thought you were going to say that like the board game is very popular.
No, Scrapple's like a leftover pig parts that's in some sort of. It's like sausage, but it's a little bit more gritty. You know, it's like sausage. Okay, yeah, elitist. Yeah. So, but there's like, you know, it's kind of like more like getting Scrapple at the diner type of vibe. You know what I'm saying? And then Northern Delaware, you know, it's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the museum in Hockessin. You know, that's like kind of the if we're stereotyping. So the Daily Show did like a piece on this like divide in Delaware, and it was like, it's true. Well, Northern Delaware has 2 museums, and the main campus of the University of Delaware, Southern Delaware, only has 1 museum, and the satellite campus of University of Delaware, like it's actually so silly, but it's like a legit thing they were documenting.
Oh man, that's great.
Yeah, I would recommend finding that piece if you can. Look at this. See, this is what I'm saying. Gross sausage, and it fucks. Scrapple is mush. Spam. It's not spam. It's different whole vibe than spam. Scrapple's legit. Phil B's in on Scrapple.
Someone earlier said it's the stuff they don't put in hot dogs, which means I don't want to eat it. They can't even make it into a hot dog. It
is sort of. All right. Hey, Bullock. This is not acceptable. You can't. JJ, you are doing things around me. Keep your eyes on my team, okay?
Look, you didn't take Deontay. I was thinking when you were talking about JSN, I was looking at JJ going, there's no way JSN makes it down and back past JJ twice. But I didn't expect Deontay to make it back to him, so he ends up with Deontay. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Ramondre, Christian Watson, Drake London, Deontay is a really good start.
That's a hell of a start. Tyler calling you out for being horny is a tough scene. That's about yeah.
Bonk Bullock. You're in bonk.
Give him the bonk, Tyler, please. Nick saying that there's petitions for Delaware to be divided up. I haven't heard about this, but if it were to be divided up, that is how it would go. Although the bottom half might go into South Carolina, not VA, to be honest.
Nick's profile has a Philadelphia 76ers jersey. He seems like a Philly guy. Oh, they're saying my audio is way louder than yours, Pat. How do we fix that?
Let me see. It says audio. Well, how about now? Is this better?
I'll turn my gain down a little bit. Does that help?
Oh, you know what? I bet it's my. No.
It's a good note. It's a good note. I hate that in podcasts when they're like very different. Because what are you going to do? You can't turn it up. You can't turn it down. You're screwed. I mean, all right, everyone else.
You might just be shouting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a loud person. Like everyone else has listened to me before. I'm not sure if Vadim has ever. I got to demand likes. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Tyler's asking you to demand likes. Are you gonna do it?
I already turned it down. I missed. Yeah, everybody like the stream or something. I don't know. I'm just here so I don't get fined. Pete's got 5 a.m. baby duty this morning. He needed to get some sleep.
Just what's that? Like, you know, give us a like on the stream. Just it's a nice thing to do. Give us a like. Yeah, give us a like if you think JJ's team fucks. Okay, that's how we get our likes.
My volume is always a notch higher. Yeah, I've been told that since I was in first grade, bro. Like, that's literally Gresh just gets hyped sometimes. See, Albert figures it out. All right. They don't like me chewing on ice cubes. Sorry about that.
It's kind of like the opposite of what Pete does for everybody, you know. He does the ASMR. You do the sounds that no one wants.
No one wants. Wow, JJ got Jahan Dotson. Pat, what do you think about that? Dude,
I think that's a hell of a value. Unfortunately, I'm no longer looking at the rest of his team, so I don't know what else he has. Trying to stay straight. Trying to
Bullock said, "I'm liking for JJ's team."
All right. So what is my? So at the end of the ninth, what's my? What is that? That's like pick 10 what? 106. 108. I'm trying to figure out when I need to take
108. Yeah.
Yeah. When I need to take people. Should I push my stacking stuff? I think there's a good chance I get one of them.
Nick, Ben, keep crunching the ice. The audio listeners will love it. I mean, I guess I just assumed you guys couldn't really hear that, but apparently, I mean, that's probably super annoying. I apologize. I have not been servicing the audio listeners. Crunching ice over here.
Oops. All right. So Fryermuth just went. So that's a bummer because
Wow. Third tight end.
Yeah. Yeah, I could have used that. DeAndre Swift is here, which is interesting.
My God. We can't hear anything else. Apparently the ice is it's been pretty deafening. Someone got to mention it prior to now.
It hasn't really bothered me, to be honest.
I never noticed at the top of Delaware, there's just like the border between Delaware and Pennsylvania is like this big ass semicircle. Like I don't think I've ever seen such a perfect arc as a border. Like it's always a straight line, or it's a river or some type of land, geographic formation. But why is there this? What's the deal with Pennsylvania and Delaware having this like perfect fucking arc as their border?
I don't know. And there was like, I forget what they called it, but there was a little piece of land that didn't fall under any territory. Like no state claimed it for a long time. And hang on, I got to figure out my picks here.
Okay.
But I'll tell you about this. I need to Google the name of it because it's kind of interesting.
This is not a river, Kev. What I'm talking about is not a river. It's way too perfect of a half circle. No way. Between Wilmington and Philadelphia, the border from the Delaware River to the corner of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Delaware, that is not a river. There's no effing way. Not buying it.
So there's some interesting dudes here that are like not normally here on Underdog. I haven't been drafting on FFPC that much, so I'm more kind of comparing this to like what I would do on Underdog. What are your thoughts on DeAndre Swift if he falls here?
I would take him. That's after James Conner, after freaking Rashad White. Yeah, Durham Smythe's out there. Man,
yeah,
James Cook. I would take DeAndre Swift here in a heartbeat. No question. You're obviously like it's a tough wide receiver situation to already be 3 running backs deep with a quarterback, but
so I think my move is I can try to push the Ravens stacking stuff to the next turn based on these ADPs. I could get boxed out of that, but it is just a standalone league, so like it's not the end of the world. Gabe Davis is here, who goes way earlier than this on Underdog. He's like an end of the 6th, early 7th round pick. And
a lot more tight ends going higher. But
yeah, he's in that mix of guys that that Jordan Addison, Jahan Dotson group for me. Is he there for you?
Yeah.
My other choice would be to like take Zay Flowers
or QJ hasn't gone.
Or QJ. Yeah, I could take QJ. I think I'm Gabe over QJ though.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it seems like it's all sort of one tier. Like Addison, Dotson, Evans, those guys to me are all kind of a tier. It's interesting that receiver hasn't been hit hard in this round. You probably could have went receiver there, but I see why you would have been interested in Swift. Oh, Javonte was available too. Very interesting. You had a lot of options there.
I had a lot of options, yeah. The people wanted Gabe, so I'm glad we gave them Gabe. Gabe did go at the 3-4 turn at one time in our lives.
All right, back to the history of Delaware. There's a big half circle.
Yeah. Let me look up what this was called. Governed.
Here. I'm sharing the screen. I want the chat to see this.
All right.
This is Delaware right here. South of Pennsylvania. This is New Jersey over here. At the top of Delaware, you see this half circle from the Delaware River. That is not a river. That is like a legitimate, like, we measured, like, I've never seen a border like that.
Google the wedge. Put on those maps. Google the wedge.
On the maps, wedge, Delaware. Ooh.
Okay, so this area was not considered part of anything for like.
So this curve just kept going down.
Yeah.
To like here, and there was this wedge here.
There was this wedge they like didn't know like where to put. So they like just didn't put it anywhere. And it was because it's a circle, so it's like the circle.
Yeah, this circle line came down to the right of where this red dot is, and then met up down here, and there's like a thin little wedge. You can see like why it would be called the wedge.
So
that's
people
amazing.
Would like go there, and like there was like cockfights and all sorts of stuff like that. The mascot for the University of Delaware is the Fighting Blue Hens. Okay, this is not.
Oh, that's where that came from.
I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I'm not a Delaware historian, but I think that's why. And there was all sorts of gambling, whatnot would go on there because it wasn't like a state. It was like a no man's land between states. You could do whatever you wanted.
That's amazing. The Wedge. What a great name too. Learn something new every day.
There's a bar there now called the Wedge. I've been to it. It's fine. It's a fine bar. It's nothing special.
Man, Vadim, I'm gonna start chewing the ice again just to make you mad. Like this is like your 7th comment about my audio. I'm sorry, buddy. I don't know what to do. I mean, it's probably not the stream for you.
I don't know. Oh, Cockfight's got Tyler going in the chat. Unsurprisingly. Probably duels happening. Yeah, I don't know if there were duels, but it seems like the type of thing that might go on there. Google that. See if Yeah, it looks like if you Google duels in the Wedge, pictures of dudes shooting each other with old-timey guns comes up. So that was a good instinct there.
Wait, if you Google the Wedge, what comes up?
You can get the Cecil wig, and the Cecil wig has got a picture of some chaps in top hats dueling.
Oh my god!
It will make you subscribe if you want to read the article. So unfortunately, we just
okay. So that circle actually has a name. It's called the 12-mile circle. Now I want to know what that's about. It must be 12 miles from some center point. There's like a freaking radius we're talking about now. The 12-mile circle, and where Pennsylvania is the 39-degree, latitude arc line, and like there's these pictures of the actual wedge as we were drawing out. It's amazing. This is beautiful.
I just found an article called "Living on the Wedge."
Oh, God,
living on the wedge.
This is so good.
The long, strange history of a disputed border. So there you go. If you want to learn about the wedge, you can check out "Living on the Wedge."
Because they wrote down all this stuff that was like, okay, the border between Pennsylvania and Maryland is right on this latitude line. The border between Delaware and Maryland is right on this longitude line. And the border between Pennsylvania and Delaware is going to be a semicircle that's 12 miles from this point in the center. And then
that covers everything. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that covers everything. We're good. We don't have to worry about this.
Let's not check if there's a little tiny wedge that's missing.
We have nothing else to worry about. Oh, man. Beautiful. In 1682, to solve part of the dispute, a 12-mile radius from Newcastle was to delineate the northern border of Delaware. So that's how they did it. 12 miles, rotating, made this little half circle. Amazing.
Because Pennsylvania and Delaware were both owned by the Penns, look at that. There was no need to figure out which one owned this wedge. Now, that's some elitist stuff. Who cares which state this belongs in? It doesn't matter. The wedge became a lawless no man's land, providing shelter for illegal illegal bootlegging and gambling operations.
I love it. I love this. This history. I mean, I've learned about
The wedge. Running back dead zone.
Yes, exactly. The running back dead zone. Wedge chasing. Yes. How did people in the wedge get their mail? They didn't.
I don't think you lived in the wedge. I think you went to the wedge.
Ooh.
Or maybe you lived in the wedge, but if you lived in the wedge, you weren't getting mail. You weren't the type of
You
person
you
who
lived in the wedge and you
mail.
like put up walls and you were like, I created my own country. I declare this Gretchville.
The wedge, I think, was the talks of purchasing the wedge. I think the wedge is now part of
Delaware.
part of Pennsylvania, I think. The bar, the wedge, is in Pennsylvania, I believe. Or it's actually, I'm not sure. One of
The
the
map
states-
we were just looking at had it in Delaware, I thought. The one I had on the screen, I was pretty sure Google Maps had it in Delaware.
As Delaware? Okay.
Yeah.
It's like right before the border, obviously. What did I just join, Brock? Yeah, we're a little off the rails here. We started talking about Delaware pretty
So
early.
here's what we do. Pat's picking 12. He pays attention to his picks at 11, takes 2 picks really quick, and then we talk about geography for 24-ish picks, and then he does that again. That's
Can
that's,
we
that's
review?
what
Let's review some of the other teams real quick. JJ's team, okay. Let's look at JJ's team. Everyone loves it. Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Christian Watson, Drake London, Deontay Johnson, and Jahan Dotson. Who are you going to figure out who to start each week? Okay, too many wide receivers. Bad team. Ramondre Stevenson and Antonio Gibson. Yeah, I don't know. Probably about.
How are you going to figure out who to start in Best Ball? You're never going to be able to figure this out.
Start each week. So, don't know what you're thinking.
Good luck.
Greg Dulcich, pretty good tight end pick. Yeah, obviously JJ's team is awesome. Kevin's team, friend of the show, Kevin, gave us I would say the best clip that we have. It has ruined 2 separate people's careers, both named David Bell.
No, David Bell got an extension. The baseball
he
coach
did.
got an extension. Yeah, didn't ruin his career. He's flying high. He's
Okay,
the one. He's the one.
He's our success
that-
story.
Oh yeah, he's our big success story. David Bell, manager of the Cincinnati Reds. The Reds are the surprise team this year. He just got like a 4-year extension. He's crushing right now.
Oh no! All right, okay.
The club doesn't kill everyone.
Yeah, Kevin keeps asking us to retire the clip, but respectfully, no, we won't retire the clip. That's our best clip.
Unfortunately, not happening.
Not having that. All right, we'll review Kevin's team after I figure out what I'm going to do when I'm on the clock again, which is very soon. Kadarius Toney's made it all the way back here. I'm kind of to that. Dalton Schultz, Chigakonkwo. Thoughts on grabbing one of those tight ends?
Rashad Bateman made it back, right?
Rashad Bateman's one of the 2 picks for sure.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking about I could also grab Geno and be done at quarterback, although that feels unnecessary with Lamar.
Mm-hmm. What are your tight end options?
I could grab Penny.
Gross.
I do like Rashad Penny, but I don't really need the running back. Tight end, Dalton Schultz, Chigakonkwo. Dalton Schultz is kind of an ADP value, and I think he sort of like.
Yeah, I mean, you could take him, but it feels like it's not the right range to be hitting tight. Like for me, in this with the extra rounds, now I'm thinking I'm going to 5 late tight ends, like me and Sean were talking about last week. Like
what about Tony?
Tony's kind of an intriguing little slider, isn't he? Sky Moore already went. I guess Romeo Dobbs would be another one that I would consider here, but you don't really like him, do you?
I feel like, I mean, listen, I haven't been taking a lot of Tony, but I mean, as my wide receiver 6 with 3 running backs already selected, I can chill out a wide receiver for a little bit.
It's best ball, so you don't have to worry if he leaves a week or a snap into the game.
Yeah, I just need him to like do his thing for a few weeks, and I feel like he pays off.
I still think like it's almost too risky to take him here, but I can see the argument for it for sure.
He might not miss more than like a game. I'm gonna take him. Let's live a little.
All right. It's probably the highest upside pick there. I'll say that. If he can actually string together like a healthy half season, like I don't think it's Are you kidding me? I don't think it's impossible for him to string together a healthy half season. It feels like it is, but it's not actually impossible.
Right. Yeah, he won't play more than a game.
Not miss more than a game, LOL, is all GA007 wrote, and I love that comment.
Yeah.
It's been said about Tony before.
Honestly, Tony's like line on like whether or not he missed week 1 should have been like a 50-50 proposition in May. You know what I mean? Like it's always felt like up in the air even before we knew about an injury. So yeah, that seems what I said there was overly optimistic, but
Nick wants to know what state we're going to now after this pick. I'm still amazed by the semicircle, the 12 miles from Newcastle. That's never going to forget that.
You got any Washington State facts?
I mean, I'm sure I do somewhere in my brain. I don't know.
Do you have any lawless, ungoverned stretches of land that you guys couldn't figure out with Idaho or whatever?
No, nothing that fun.
Let's do some fun facts about the Federalist Party.
All right, you go first.
It is different when Pete's not here.
Yes. I mean, I feel like this is where he's like really good at being like, all right, we're going to get this back on track. I'm going to say something funny. We're going to switch into this gear. But we're just left to our own devices at this point, man.
I mean, I'm having a good time. Hopefully everyone else is.
We've streamed a lot over the last week. You know, this is a nice, chill geography session. What are you going to do?
So, JJ back up here. Pretty nice team. Has not taken a quarterback yet. Could use a third running back. He'll probably do something sweet that everyone will like. Devin Achane. Yeah, that's fun. That's a fun pick. So it's Devon Achane, I guess, huh? It's probably why
I don't really know.
Name change thing. All right, let's talk about Kevin's team. Kevin's got Travis Kelce, Patrick Mahomes, T. Higgins, Jerry Jeudy, Aaron Jones, Michael Pittman, Jordan Addison, Elijah Moore, Alvin Kamara. Pretty fun team. I think getting the Mahomes Kelce stack.
Yeah, I mean his running backs are like roughly 90 years old combined. No big deal there. I mean, NFL teams are definitely comfortable with older backs. They're treating them real well. Everything's good there. No concerns about the really old running backs.
Yeah, it hasn't been an entire offseason of warning signs for old backs, so you don't have to worry about that. Yeah,
You're
no,
good.
but I mean, in a standalone.
Oh, Jarek McKinnon. No, you know what? That's the icing on the cake. You really couldn't have taken a better pick there.
You got to give him credit for that start, though. I'm pretty happy I got Bateman. I think it's fun to get to push it like that and still get it.
Oh, GeoGuessr. That's the thing where the guy like they show you like a picture of a street and you have to guess where it is. Oh man,
dude, those guys are like crazy.
They're insane.
Yeah,
that stuff is so crazy.
They've done stuff where it's like someone's like, here's this old picture of like my mom and her sister, and like they went on vacation. Where do they go?
Yeah.
And it's like from, 1955 or something. And he's like, oh, here's where they went. Like, what? It's like, oh, this mountain thing. That's like the exact, it's very clearly correct.
Can you imagine figuring that out just from like, if you knew it was in, say, like the city that you live in? I still don't think I could figure it out from the city that I live in.
This guy just buried you so good.
Yes. No, I mean that's exactly right. You would watch that stream,
but the ice made it feel like it was more you.
Don't act like you wouldn't watch that stream. I still got one piece of ice. Don't make me do it, Chris.
Sorry, what were you saying about GeoGuessr?
I was saying, do you think you could do it if it was just the city that you like live in or spent the most time in? And I still feel like I would have a hard time. I mean, just think about the.
I mean, he's using the internet, right? Like, I could do it. Yeah, like if you showed me like a spot in.
The one guy does it. It's how quickly he can do it. He can do it in less than like 5 seconds. And
Right.
all he's seeing sometimes is like
I couldn't
geography.
do that at all.
And he's like, I wouldn't, how could you even know what part of the world this like green mountain is? And he'll get the exact country and part of the country and like hill correct in like less than a minute.
I went down like a mini rabbit hole in this stuff, and because they were like, "How do you do it?" And he was like, "I look at maps a lot." I was like, "That's not enough. You must be doing something else." Wow, look at that. Gretsch muting while he chooses ice. That's real commitment
you guys
to
enjoy
streaming,
that.
but also real commitment to chewing ice. This
I
man
want,
wants to
I want
punch his
another
ice.
drink. My drink's gone. I want another drink. Border dispute in 1872, Oregon Treaty. Figuring out where the border of Washington and Canada was. Small battle over it. All right, thanks, Nick. Learn something new
Okay.
about your state every day.
That's an
They
interesting.
should have made the border between Washington and Oregon a lot fucking closer to my house.
Look at that. Albert Muse saying, you
Thanks,
make Brett
Albert.
self-conscious. That's
Yeah.
we don't want to do that, okay?
I feel ice shame.
Yeah, don't ice shame. We don't ice shame on this stream. All right, yeah, Joe King. Everyone name a fun fact. If you put up some fun facts, I'll pull them up. I actually should have pulled up the one.
I like this A. Schmall comment. Knowing the stylistic differences of road lines in different countries is like knowing TPRR for guys off the top of your head. I mean, all right, that's probably fair. We know some really random shit. That's true.
I don't like that. But you're right.
You're getting a lot of QBs coming off the board here. What are you thinking there?
Yeah,
Just since you last picked Anthony Richardson, Brock Purdy, Daniel Jones, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Geno Smith, Aaron Rodgers, Kenny Pickett have all gone. Brock Purdy at 10:05.
Yeah, I don't regret passing on Geno because Lamar, I think, gives you kind of the free pass to do that. And like when you look at Kadarius Toney versus, Rashee Rice went at the opposite turn. And like Toney obviously has his problems, but I feel a lot better about his upside scenarios than I do Rice this year.
For sure. But what does that have to do with quarterbacks? You're just talking about two Kansas City receivers.
Well, I'm saying my decision on some ways came down to Geno or Toney.
Oh, got it.
And I feel fine about passing on Geno for Toney. Because
Do
if I
you
didn't have Lamar,
have-
I wouldn't feel as good.
But you don't have any other stacks currently built. So you're going to have to back stack either
I'm
through
going to
your
have to back
tight
stack
end.
someone. Yeah.
Yeah. Dalton
But I think-
Kincaid, Schultz, and Komet, and now Okonkwo have all gone. You're thin. Tight ends thinning out. The draft definitely felt like this is where the wide receiver window closed. Only 4 receivers since you picked. Romeo Doubs just finally went off the board, but Nico Collins, Rondell Moore, and Rashee Rice are the other receivers. This is where it happens. The wide receiver window closes. I mean, you can go take Alan Lazard if you want. You can go take Zay Jones, but
No, I'm done at wide receiver for a while. Like I'll pack.
no, yeah, I didn't mean you. I was
Oh,
talking you and the collective you. Obviously, you would not
Yeah.
do that.
I think I'm going to push quarterback another round 2. My next
There's
pick
definitely
at
at least
156.
one interesting running back I like here. I think is there.
Go ahead and say.
I think it's Damian Harris still sitting out there, right?
Yeah, Damian Harris is still here.
I could have him in the Penny, Gibson, Dillon tier, Pirine tier. I've had Damian Harris with those guys most of the offseason personally, and I don't really have a reason not to have him there. There's some concern about Latavius Murray, but, I mean, we talked about it, Pat. You agreed. Harris can play a little bit on passing downs. He can pass
Can a
block.
little
He
bit,
can
yeah.
catch a little bit. I don't think people realize that he could potentially be a threat to James Cook on passing downs. I think he's probably the odds-on favorite for goal line work. Like,
That's what I like about him. I think James Cook has been getting a lot of buzz in training camp, so it makes me a little bit nervous about Harris. But
yeah.
so one thing I could do here is I could double tap tight end. I could go Laporta, and then I would probably go Irv Smith.
Interesting.
But you would, I think I have to take Laporta.
Yeah, I think starting a late tight end build makes sense. I would probably hit tight end through volume at this point. So I don't know that Irv Smith at 1201 is something I would do. I think I'm already planning for a 5 tight end build if I'm you. You could take Irv here. That starts to mean that you don't necessarily have to take 5 tight ends.
If I grab Damien's definitely the last. I would say Elijah Mitchell to me is in that same mix, but he's the last guy. I mean, I guess Mitchell's he's more of a premium handcuff type.
Oh,
I could go ahead.
Chat's saying Irv over Everett. I would probably take Gerald Everett over Irv Smith personally. But
I'm Irv over Everett, but
okay,
yeah. I think Damien's good though. So I've got Walker, Hall, Swift. I probably could use that Damien play. Get some touchdowns in there. Let's see. Week 13 by 7. Yeah. All right. Different bye weeks. Let's go, Damien.
Chad was asking why stacking a big deal in this. I would argue it is just from a season-long bet on the offense perspective. Things break right. They didn't have any major quarterback or offensive line injuries. But, yeah, there's less need to stack in the smaller field, right? We were talking about that earlier.
Yeah. For sure. Yeah, it's more – yeah, exactly. It's more – you're trying to finish first of 72 teams, though, so you still do want to concentrate your bets.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Or there's there's ways that correlates your bets.
Any fun facts that I missed here?
I want to hear more about Washington State.
Tyler notes that we are talking geography while Levitan talks about real world issues like the height of virginity. That's true. Levitan,
Is that a real thing?
Yeah, Levitan was tweeting out that chart that showed rate of virginity increasing, and he said best ball strikes again. Yeah, but that's
great.
Levitan's. I mean, that's about as on brand as something could get.
I know. I just didn't realize that virginity was increasing, but it makes sense.
Tyler, with a fun fact that I'm not going to read, but go ahead and scroll up if you want to read about spicy food. Fuck it, I'll read it. The skin on your anus is nearly identical to the skin on your lips, which is why it might feel spicy when you poop after eating hot foods. Thanks for that fun fact, Tyler.
I didn't need to know that.
Tidal water means it has waves, according to Casey. Interesting fun fact. There are 9 cities in the U.S. named Bowling Green, per Taylor.
I mean,
appreciate that.
What? These are good fun facts. They're very random.
The nation's first dental school was in Maryland. One of my high school buddies currently... Oh, no, he's in Virginia, but he's a dentist. I thought he was in Maryland, and then I remembered he wasn't. All right. That's the fun facts that we have so far.
I'm just looking at a map of the U.S., looking for more interesting border debates that I can start.
Joe noting that your skin is the largest organ. Tyler, you have any thoughts on organs? Let's see here. I should probably read these. Okay, fun fact. Charles, Federalist politician who died in Delaware, invented zero running back in his revered How to Win Your Drafts 1803 pamphlet. Thank you, Charles Pinkey.
That's good.
Pinney. There's 2 N's in it.
Oh,
it's a tough one to say.
Rojo tested positive for steroids. This is a good one. We got to talk about this, Pat. I'm going to argue that it's a positive. He only got a 2-game suspension. Look, DeAndre Hopkins came back from the performance-enhancing drugs suspension last year and seemed to have gained a couple years back. It's not like you lose the benefits of doing the drugs when you get suspended for a few games. All in on Rojo?
Here's the thing with Rojo, though, okay? He didn't inhale. Okay? 6 games is what Hopkins got, and Rojo just 2 games. So, we're going to peel this down to 1. We'll be back out there soon, I think but I actually am legitimately like, why is it only 2 games? Do you just do a little steroids?
It is a little bit weird, yeah.
Or is it like maybe first time caught, second time caught situation?
Yeah, or maybe the actual drug was like maybe they didn't catch him with a drug. Maybe they caught him with one of those things that's like, too much water in his system or whatever, like one of those like thinners that, I don't know. I mean, there must be something, some reason, some technicality.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, like, I don't understand. But yeah, it's a bummer. It's a bummer because it probably means he just won't make the team, right? Because they're not gonna give him any opportunities now because they're like, we're not gonna be able to use you.
I'm now looking at the border between Vermont.
Yeah,
and
you're not listening to me. I know
No.
you're not listening to me.
I'm looking at Lake Champlain in northern Vermont and New York. There's like no bridges across it. There is a spot where it looks like
Champlain.
There's a ferry. I don't know. Just looked like an interesting body of water. So I zoomed in on it.
You just have the map of the United States up and you're just poking around.
Yeah, I do this a lot. I'm a geography like weirdo about geography. At one point in my life, I could name and spell all 197 or 198, depending on your source countries and their capitals.
Damn,
True
you knew
story.
the capitals?
Yeah, on Sporcle, I could like do that whole quiz
I
in like 10
could do
minutes.
this whole Sporcle quiz, but I never got the capitals. I got all the countries.
You could do the countries. I could do the capitals too.
I got very bored at my day job, which is actually why I do fantasy football now. But if I couldn't concentrate enough to write an article, I would hop on Sporcle from time to time.
Someone says that I have no interest in talking football tonight. I mean, that's kind of fair, honestly. How am I with flags? I'm not good with flags.
Per Joe.
Is that the one in New Orleans?
I don't know. Do you know?
There's one across that Lake Pontchartrain in New Orleans that is long. Anyway, that's
Jacob wants to bust out the Sporcle quiz. Is there one on the Federalists, Jacob?
Oh yeah, we should do some Sporcle quizzes.
I don't really know anything about the Federalists.
The chat would enjoy this. We got some time to.
The chat would enjoy this apparently more than this draft.
I'm just clicking random quiz. Musical teddy bears is a random quiz I just got. Oh, I was gonna share my screen once I found a good one.
Salt Lake City has lost 73% of its water. It's going to be gone in our lifetime. Arguably not a fun fact. That's fact. I hope. I don't know if it's fact. Could be a fact.
73% of its water. Pat, pull this new Sporcle quiz up. Look at this. Name the musical teddy bears quiz.
I mean, I don't
random.
know
I'm gonna click.
Any of these had names.
Asian countries spelling bee. Can you only pick the correctly spelled Asian countries without choosing a single incorrectly spelled decoy? Wrong. That's right.
You can't see these.
That's right. You can't see them?
They're a little small.
Philip.
Can you make it bigger? There we go.
I think Philippines has 2 P's. Japan's obviously wrong. Can you see them?
Scroll up because it's being hidden by our faces. Yeah, I don't think that's right.
2 P's. Yeah.
Iran
that's
spelled
got an
correctly.
H.
India spelled
Which
correctly.
one?
Iran, India.
Yeah. Those are all right. Tajikistan.
Iraq.
Uzbekistan is right. Which one?
Iraq.
Oh, down here.
It's Yemen.
Turkmenistan is right. This is right. This is right. This is right. This is right.
South Korea is right.
This is right. This is right. This is right. Ooh, which one did I miss?
I think Brunei is spelled correctly.
No, it's N, isn't it? Brunei?
Oh, you're right. It's Brunei. Yeah. I was thinking too much about the EI thing.
Well, I don't know the answer here. This Kazakhstan has an H in it.
Does it? Wait, what about Kyrgyzstan might be spelled right. Is that?
Oh, this is right. Yep. Nice. Good call.
Sweet.
Perfect.
Look at that. Sporcle quiz done in the books.
Owned.
Crush that. Let's
Asian countries spelling bee.
Oh yeah. Nice rec room near Kyrgyzstan too.
Wordle. Oh, Oh, we could do that immaculate grid thing. Ooh, this is kind of fun.
All right, hang on. I got to figure out what I'm doing.
All right.
Legit, no idea.
We're gonna do the immaculate grid for sure. My favorite part is the people that have no idea what's happening. Like,
yeah, I mean that's
Pete's never gonna let us stream without him again, which
we're not allowed anymore.
Fair.
Yeah,
would be reasonable.
It's within his rights.
I'm gonna grab a beer while you think through this. Tell the chat a little bit about what you're thinking.
Yeah, I'm thinking about if I need to grab a quarterback here. I'm gonna grab one tight end at least. Thinking about Dawson Knox. Thinking about Tyler Conklin. Running back would also maybe be interesting to grab one more and finish up. So I think I can be done at 5, but I probably want to grab one more before. Yeah, I think I probably need to grab a running back and a tight end. And I'm probably going to push quarterback. Derek Carr was a faller. I thought about him. But I think I'm just pushing quarterback. So I'm thinking I can get like Dawson Knox here or Tyler Conklin. And then I can grab like a Roshan Johnson and probably be done at running back. Roshan, Tajay, Jeff Wilson, Singletary, Kenneth
We can't see the
Gainwell.
draft board. Did you already pick?
You can't?
Or your
I need to
picks
scroll
are hidden.
down.
Yeah.
My bad. What do you think about Knox with the first one?
I was a little unhappy with my own pick of Knox with Sean.
Conklin?
You guys remember I got dunked on?
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, I have Conklin projected higher than I want to admit, frankly.
All right, I'm going to take Conklin. I already
I
bet on
actually
the Jets
like
a little bit.
He can, yeah, I think you can play the Jets to be kind of an interesting passing game.
What do you think about
Conklin
Singletary versus Roshan versus Jeff Wilson versus Tajay versus Kenneth Gainwell versus Deontay Foreman?
Singletary, Roshan, who else?
Jeff Wilson, Tajay Spears, Kenneth Gainwell, Deontay Foreman. Like for this build,
I would probably be Roshan or Singletary. I think Singletary is kind of an interesting pick. I don't really think he has a ton of upside, but I do think he's going to have some standalone value.
yeah, and I think this build like needs that more. You know what I mean? Like I've got Brees, I've got Kenneth Walker. Like I feel like I have some upside built in. I just need like a dude who chugs along a little bit. Foreman has never let me down, someone says, which is yeah. If a Foreman were to come back, I could always grab him. I'm gonna grab Singletary.
Yeah, Singletary.
He fits the room nicely.
Yeah, I've taken him in spots like this a lot. All right, click over to the Immaculate
Roshan's the
Grid.
bigger swing. I like
Daily
I like
Roshan.
Roshan
I
too,
love
but-
this. I love this comment that Roshan could bring honor back to the Rojo nickname. That's fantastic. Have you done the Immaculate Grid thing?
no.
Okay, click over to the tab that I got shared here. So we have to find an answer.
Oh, I've seen this on Twitter.
Yeah.
Okay.
We have to find an answer for each of these things. So this says 3,000 plus yard passing season. We have to find players that played for the two teams that intersect in all of these spots, and then a 3,000 yard passing season. So like for the Chargers, 3,000 yard passing season, this could be Justin Herbert, it could be Phillip Rivers, it could be Drew Brees.
Yeah.
Frankly, Drew Brees probably a rarer pick. Dan Fouts would fit there. But you're trying to find intersecting Houston Texans. This has got to be Matt Schaub.
Matt Schaub, yeah.
32% of people who got that said Matt Schaub. So I wonder who. Oh, Deshaun Watson was probably a popular answer there.
Titans. Maybe you go
Steve
Tanners,
McNair?
I guess. Steve McNair's way more fun.
40%. So then the more fun one is like trying to figure out guys who played for both teams, which should be easier than it turns out to be. Rams and Chargers. Bills and Rams is Sammy Watkins, but we got Bills and Chargers.
Bills and Chargers.
Texans Rams, the chat says, is Brandon Cooks. That's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah. 81%. Wow. Singletary for Bills plus Texans.
Titans Rams is Robert Woods.
Yeah, that's a good one. So Singletary hasn't yet played for the Texans. I don't think he would show up as correct. Rams Chargers is Gerald Everett.
Yeah, nice.
So now we have a bunch of Bills. Is this Travis Henry? Remember Travis Henry, Buffalo Bills running back and Titans running back? He was a Titan, right?
I don't remember. Wait,
Chat, tell me if that's crazy.
did Jake Locker ever make it over to the Bills as a big backup to?
I don't think. I think he just retired on his rookie deal.
Oh, that's worse.
I think this is Travis Henry.
Give it a shot.
But you only get, if you miss, you're done. Ooh, all right, we got that.
Nice. Bills Chargers and Bills Texans.
Oh, the
Yeah,
chat saying good answers for both of them. Oh no, Bobby Trees doesn't work. So we got yeah. They said Tyrod Taylor.
Wait, you're on the Chargers right now. Oh, well, I guess
he played for the Chargers.
Wasn't it on the Texans too? Yeah, you're right. All right.
And then they were saying Ryan Fitzpatrick for this one, which is also definitely true. Immaculate. We did it. We had, a lot of people playing, but there you go. That's immaculate grid. If you miss it, if you miss a guess, you don't get a guess again. You're just done. You're out.
That's tough.
I love that. You can use Fitzpatrick in most squares. What do you say? Who?
What do you think? So what JJ's doing here? He got Stevenson as his anchor, and then Gibson, A-Chain, Warren, and Roschon. So he's going more for like the contingent dudes, but he's got the anchor, and he started it early enough where I feel like he's going to.
I think Gibson and Warren especially will have, and then I think A-Chain and Johnson throughout the season as well could. You say contingent. I think they all have contingent value, but I do think all those guys are going to have standalone usable weeks.
Gibson's not contingent. He's more.
Yeah. I think Warren is too. I think Warren is going to play. Man, people are really obsessed with the Mike Tomlin, only likes workhorses, yada, yada. Like, Warren was really efficient last year. I'm not saying he's coming for Najee's job, but he was like.
I'm saying that. I'm saying he's coming for
4.9 yards per carry, 6.5 yards per target. He's got some size, 215 pounds at 5'8". Like, he's like a little, short but thick boy. Like, he was good last year, man. Better than Najee.
Better than Najee. I have a lot of Warren.
He's my most drafted running back, so yeah, I'm also very biased.
He's my second most after Brees.
Brees is your highest? That's like, I have a lot of Brees, but
he's my highest drafted player.
That's kind of difficult to do in round 3.
You play to win the game.
Yeah, I get it. He's my third highest drafted running back, Brees, 25%.
Hey, what's Dalvin doing today? Because he's not in New York anymore.
Really?
Yeah, he left.
Love it. Crack Rock told us it wasn't going to happen.
I mean, it might happen. It could still happen. But it hasn't happened yet. So we live another day. Get this, dude. I was driving down, or not driving. I was on a train down, and of course I'm doing a DK $10 fast draft. As I'm on the train from New York to Delaware, it loses service at parts. I did my star queue, so I got Tyreek, I get Waddle, I get Andrews. So I've got everyone starred. Come back around. Breece Hall is available in the 4th round.
What?
I time out and I take Tua because I did my star trick. I missed out on Breece Hall with a Dolphins double Andrews bring back. I could have gotten Tua 4 rounds later. I'm never going to get over it, man. I'm never going to get over it.
Oh my God. We got to start a support group.
Oh,
I can't believe you admitted to
round.
that. I never would have told anyone that. Your entire star system is ruined. You got the home
Don't
run.
lose service.
draft.
Don't lose service on the star system. It's hey, at least I got like Tua and not some random Raven. You know what I mean? Like at least it was something that completed the stack, but not getting 4th round Brees.
No, you're not. What? You took 2 in the 4th round. You're not going to get out of this. You had Brees Hall available.
I mean, I'm just saying, at least it wasn't like Durham Smythe. You know what I mean?
If you hadn't started anyone, it wouldn't have been Tua. It would have been Brees Hall.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
starring is down bad.
Starring is down. Just
Hey,
terrible.
listen, if it's a scam, I'm scamming myself. All right, I'm
It's
just
a
telling you how I
scam.
draft. I'm just telling you what I do. Okay. There's other options. Spike Week has a number of tools that you can use.
I love Joe.
Signing up.
I love Joe just wrote noob.
It's fair. It's tough, but
The
fair.
guy who won $2 million last
Yeah.
year is drafting probably more best ball teams than anyone this year. Noob.
Yeah. Yet when you start out with when you time out and when you could have had 4th round,
You
Brees
burn.
Hall,
You burn.
it's,
That's what we say in my household when a 7-year-old says something like that. We go, you burn. To me and my wife to each other. You burn.
Yep. I accept it.
There's a question in chat if our tight end rankings match ADP or we have a different order. The answer is I have a different order.
We generally have slightly different orders from ADP, I would say.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do. So Kyler's still on the board here. What are your thoughts on that? I guess I can find a way to backdoor stack him potentially. So this guy,
You don't really have to stack him though. To the point we were talking about earlier, you don't really have to stack him.
right? He's got Lawrence, Anthony Richardson, this dude. So he's probably not looking at him. I really hope there's kind of a fun little immediate backdoor stack I can do if this guy doesn't take a tight end. Dave sees it.
Oh,
Damn it.
Kyler
Nice
McBride would have
pick.
been.
He took it. Yeah, Kyler McBride. I can go Mac Jones, Hunter Henry.
You might even be able to get Mac later, but I do like that. That's a backdoor that I like to do a lot of.
Yeah, I
I
think
I will
think
never stop
could.
you from that.
he's got an ADP of 120 or 195.
You
So
could
what's my
also
next-
do McBride, Hunter Henry, and get to a really nice 4 tight end build, and then punt the
That's
QB2
true. Let me
decision.
see what else.
Well, a lot of people are going to go 3 QBs in this room. You might be.
I
you
could
might
also
run out
get
of
Michael
QBs.
May. I would rather just take Michael Mayer and Hunter Henry.
You might run out of QBs too. How many QBs are left?
So let's see. The draftable quarterbacks are CJ Stroud, Sam Howell, Mac Jones, Jimmy, Ritter. Did Tannehill go? Yeah, Tannehill's go.
You took Henry.
Yeah. So the
people
question would be-
are starting to take 3 QBs already, is what I'm saying. So like 7 and 9 have already taken 3 QBs. I can't see the whole top of the board, but some others might have taken 3. You only have 1. I think you kind of have to go QB here. There's a good chance the 5 or 7 QBs that are left all go before you're back up at 17, 18.
I think I take Mayer.
All right.
I have Lamar. Am I gonna? There's a difference.
I don't think you're going to get a QB too. I think you need a QB.
I think I could get Ritter. I think I could get.
I don't think you're going to get Ritter.
Jimmy.
I don't think you're going to get Jimmy.
All right. Well, Michael Mayer's on my fucking team, so deal with that.
these guys are all going to go, and you're going to have 1 QB. It's happening. You're trying to push a QB back to 17-12 in a 20-round best ball draft.
Yep.
Where people want to take 3 QBs. So there's only enough starting QBs for 8 teams to get 3, and 4 have to settle for 2. In this case, 9 teams have to take 3, and then Pat would have to settle for 1 of the starting QBs. We think we have a good idea of all 32 starting QBs at this point in the offseason, which is nice. Jimmy, Tannehill. I guess the Cardinals is the one where like Kyler goes, but he's probably not starting week 1, but like he's expected to be back.
This is tilting. This guy did not take McBride. He only has
Wow.
one tight end as well. So check out this dude. So this dude has Kyle Pitts. I mean, he does have Kyle Pitts, so he doesn't necessarily have tight end as a priority, but this is tight end premium. People forget.
He took Van Jefferson before tight end too. Whoops.
Yeah. All right. So it's going to be quite a sweat. And normally when I'm feeling this sort of level of anxiety, I like to just like bust out a sporcle or something. What do you got?
Yeah, you like to do a sporcle. All right, sporcle.com. Let's see what we got here. A world of quizzes, sporcle.com. Trending today. Let's go to sports. Where's sports? I haven't done Sporcle in so long. Oh, geography is fun. But let's go sports. Oh, not Ivy League. No, I want to go to sports here. Okay. I want to find NFL. NFL Hall of Famers in the Super Bowl. NFL Hall of Fame Immaculate Grid. Most rushing yards by age 25. Look at that. There's 25 names on here. It tells us the teams. So, like, the first one has to be Emmitt Smith.
You got to scroll down a little bit.
Can you see this? Okay.
There you go. Yeah.
Is that good?
Yeah.
So, Chicago, Walter Payton. Barry Sanders. Portis. Who's that, Dallas? Tony Dorsett?
Those things right.
Yeah.
No?
Not him. This is Jerome Bettis after him. Started with the Rams.
Wait, so what is this like in some kind of chronological order?
Yeah, so this is the order of
the order of yards.
Yards is the order. Team names on the side here. I think it's their whole careers because Emmitt Smith got Arizona listed. That wasn't before 25.
Could this be Zeke?
Oh, that is Zeke. Nice. Indy, Arizona, Seattle is Edgerrin James.
The next one's LaDainian Tomlinson.
Yeah, LaDainian Tomlinson.
The next one's Adrian Peterson.
Adrian Peterson played for that many teams by the end of his career. Jamal Lewis here. Ooh, just Baltimore.
Ray Rice.
Wow, good one. This is LaShawn. Shady. Terrell Davis? Wow, okay. That one's Steven Jackson. Oh! St. Louis, LAR, Atlanta was not. Oh, Todd Gurley. So Steven Jackson was a little further down the list. Pittsburgh, Jets, Chiefs, Baltimore, Bucks.
Le'Veon.
Nice. That's Marshall Faulk. Jacksonville, Oakland. Fred Taylor? Oh, no. Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah.
LAR, Indy, Oakland, Atlanta. Earl Campbell? No.
Yeah, because it's an LAR.
Ooh, he's Houston, New Orleans.
So
this one's Curtis Martin. LAR, Indy, Oakland, Atlanta.
Because it's an Oakland LAR. So that's a tough. Like
New Orleans, Miami, Baltimore, St. Louis, and the Giants. I don't know any of these later ones. Buffalo and
Miami.
I can't see the chat. Is the chat nailing any of these? Ricky Williams. That's the New Orleans, Miami, Baltimore. Love that.
Steven Jackson, someone's saying. But we got.
Ooh, somebody said the muscle hamster. Dougie Fresh? No, he's not on here.
Eric Dickerson?
I
think that's the one we're missing.
Oh, I thought I did him already. Well, who did I do? Oh, I did Tony Dorsett.
That's right.
Whoops. Yeah. St. Louis, is this Tiki Barber? No, he was a late bloomer. St. Louis, then to the Giants. Who started in St. Louis?
St.
Like
Louis.
Otis Anderson? Otis Anderson. Buffalo, Miami.
That's before
Who's
I know.
that?
I don't know.
Larry
Taylor
Zonka?
and CJ Spiller are the Buffalo backs that keep going in mind. They didn't go to Miami.
Oh, this is Saquon. Oh, that's not Saquon. Who only played for the Giants? Brandon Jacobs?
Yeah, Brandon.
Oh, who was there? Anyone know their 90s runner? Oh, did Pat just time out?
No, I'm not on the clock. I am watching.
Tiki. I tried Tiki. It is not Tiki. The chat is asking for Tiki.
Frank
It's not
Gore?
from-
Oh, no, but Frank Gore played for
A ton of teams. It's not
a
him.
ton of teams, yeah.
Buffalo, Miami. Oh, Thurman Thomas. There you go. He was the Buffalo's running back for a long, long time. He just finished with Miami.
Tiki not
Frank
being
Gore
on
was,
here is
Frank
kinda
Gore's
wild.
hurt early in his career. This is most yards before an age, before 25. He didn't do enough by 25 because he had those, the ACLs in college and stuff.
Oh, it was most by
Oh,
20.
the chat got Thurman Thomas, Bills Dolphins. I missed
Nice.
that. I spelled Barkley wrong. No, I didn't. Not Saquon.
Who's just a giant? It must Brandon Jacobs, Paul, but you did Brandon Jacobs, right?
I tried Brandon Jacobs. It's
Not
got to be
TV.
like, who did they have in like the 90s or like the 80s when they were sweet? They won like a Super Bowl. They won in
This was before I was watching football.
yeah.
Oh, Sam Sherman was here before, but I thought he just turned on the stream and just went, huh?
I tried Ahmad Bradshaw. We got Otis Anderson already.
Oh, Ahmad Bradshaw's a really good guess.
Ooh, Rodney Hampton.
Ron Dane? Could it be Ron Dane?
Oh, Rodney Hampton. Sam comes in
Nice.
and
Sam.
nails it.
All right, back to the draft. Guess what, Ben?
Ah, we're almost on the board. Wow.
There's-
Howell, Stroud, Ritter. You're still alive.
I'm still alive, baby. And one of these guys has 3 quarterbacks. So this dude here.
That's
All
amazing.
right, so this guy. So I'm good, and he already has 3 quarterbacks.
The chat says hurry up and pick. They're ready for another Sporcle before round 19.
All right, so I'm going to take a quarterback here, and then I could take like a Fournette or a Hunt. I could take
The audio
Oh, I know what I'm
listeners
doing.
hate
I know my
us,
other pick.
by the way. You could just do 2.
There's no audio listeners. I'm not. I mean, I guess if you're listening to this later on YouTube, only audio. I am sorry because this is a terrible experience. But I'm not putting this on the feed, so there are no podcast
great.
listeners.
I would think that you could consider 2 quarterbacks because your quarterbacks are not going to be perfect games played. Oh, Tannehill's already gone too. So what do you even have available to you? Jimmy and Baker?
No, I have Mac available.
Oh, you can take Mac Jones at this point?
I can take
And
Mac
Jimmy?
Jones, and then
Stack
I can
both
take
your tight
Tyquan
ends?
Thornton and stack that bitch up as a wide
You could
receiver
stack
7.
that bitch up. Yeah, you could do that.
Because I have.
I
4
think I would
tight
take
ends.
Mac and Jimmy. The chat's saying double tap Mac and Jimmy.
I have Lamar. You think I need Mac and Jimmy? Who adds more points to this lineup? Tyquan or Jimmy Garoppolo?
You're probably right.
I mean, it's not a rhetorical question. I'm seriously asking.
I know, but you're leaning one way, and I think you're right on what you're leaning. Oh, Sam wants you to take Matt Devontae Parker surprise. He says not Taekwondo.
Oh, Devontae Parker would be fine, actually. He's also here.
What does Jimmy do for this team? Yeah, no, Mac's going to be the starter. I mean, I guess there's like he's a pretty good bet to play 17 games. There's some
Honest to
small-
God, Devontae Parker's a pretty good fit for this team because I have JSN and Kadarius Toney. So what I need is like what Devontae Parker is.
I would never take Devontae Parker over Tyquan Thornton. You couldn't pay me to take Devontae Parker over Tyquan Thornton.
I mean, Tyquan wasn't efficient last year. He wasn't good.
Couldn't pay me.
Tyquan is Will Fuller. Yeah, I don't know. Sam's literally begging me not to take Tyquan.
He's begging you. I don't care.
Tyquan is dead.
I'm probably wrong.
Tyquan is a dead roster spot. I'll take Devontae. I'll give Sam a Devontae share. I think he fits the bill better. I need like a dude who's, I don't need the home run swing. I need like a little more help at wide receiver.
Maybe. I just don't even know that he's gonna run that many routes. He was pretty good last year. Tyquan Thornton ran.
He's gonna run a lot of routes.
They might rotate. All right, back to Sporcle. All right. NFL yearly quarterback rushing leaders.
Wait, hang on. Let's review the team real quick before, because I just want to fire in these picks.
Yeah, no, go for it.
So Fournette just went. I was thinking about him as potential like RB6, but I think at this point I'm done at running back with Brees, Walker, Swift, Harris, Singletary. That feels like a solid running back room. I don't need anything else, right? I got Mac Jones. I pushed it. Ben would have just cowardly taken him at the previous turn over Michael Mayer, but I said no. We play to win. I took Mac Jones. Got him at the 17-12. Took a little risk. Got rewarded. Now I'm just bragging about my team. 4 tight ends. I think I could be. I don't know. I guess they're both just luxury picks, it feels like. I don't know that I have like a super clear need. I'm probably going to take Durham Smythe on this team. All right, let's get back to Sporcle.
I have not found a great one. Hall of Famers in the Super Bowl. This is recent curator picks. Most popular quizzes today. NFL teams. You guys want to just name the NFL teams? That's a joke.
What's Super Bowl's Venn diagram?
NFL players Venn diagram?
No, Super Bowl's Venn diagram. Under criteria NFL teams.
Yeah. Can you click the most accurate section of the Venn diagram for each Super Bowl?
Wait, I think popped up a new tab.
Oh, it did, yeah. It doesn't look fun. So it'll be like, it'll tell us the Super Bowl 2013 Ravens Niners, and we have to pick whether the team from the NFC won, more than 45 points were scored, the winning team's first Super Bowl victory, and like pick which section.
No, thank you.
Yeah, that's not a good one. I want to go to most popular all-time NFL first-round quarterbacks. That's probably a really long one, though. Yeah, it's got all of the first-round quarterbacks dating to 1983. There's like 50. The most rushing yards, I want like the actual stat ones. Browse all NFL. Oh, you know what I'm going to do? That's what I used to do. Just a sec. Let's see if the guy who did this most rushing yards by age 25. Let's go to this person. Every team's leading wide receivers.
Okay. This is a good... Dude, that was smart to just go to his
Yeah.
team.
Oh, but he has like a long list for every team for that one.
Too long.
Mega edition. We don't want to do these mega edition. Last rookie. Yeah. Every team's last 5 4,000-yard passers. Most receiving yards by age 25. Let's do receiving yards.
All right. Wait, you scrolled too far down.
Well, I've got Randy Moss.
That's good. Nope, a little further down. There we
Good?
Go. Yep. Randy Moss.
Yeah. This is Mike Evans. Larry Fitzgerald. DeAndre
Hopkins.
Gotta be Brandon Cooks.
Yep.
We're gonna be able to get these ones way easier. Or after I said
Odell.
that. Oh, there you go. Muhsin Muhammad? Oh, I don't know how to spell.
Could it be DJ Moore? Or is he? Does Chicago not count yet?
Ooh, it was DJ Moore.
Oakland, Dallas, Cleveland. That's Amari.
Omari. Justin Jefferson?
Is that already Jefferson?
That's insane.
Oh, he's
good. not even close to 25.
So good. All right.
Deshaun.
Dallas and Baltimore. Dez?
As this is Jarvis.
Yeah. Rant.
Corey Holt? No.
Well, he was with
Isaac Bruce.
Oh wow.
Right,
Right, because he's there when they moved to St. Louis. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Is the other Tampa Bay Vincent Jackson or Chris Godwin?
Ooh. Oh, it's Chris Godwin for sure. Giants?
Just the
Only
Giants.
Amani Toomer? Who's only a Giant?
Victor Cruz?
Oh. That would have been a great pull. Hakeem Nicks? Oh,
man. Dude. What could have been with him, huh? He was so good early on. Arizona,
Chargers, and Miami. Chris Chambers? No. David Boston? Wow.
Nice one.
I didn't think he was that good that early. Wow. Seattle, San Fran, Denver.
Seattle, San Fran, Denver.
Early career Seattle.
This must be an older one.
Like Steve Largent was only Seattle, I think.
Only Detroit has got to be Calvin Johnson.
Yeah. Pittsburgh, KC, New England.
Pittsburgh, KC, New England.
Yeah. Tennessee, Phillies, AJ Brown.
Yep.
Buffalo, Washington is Santana Moss. No, he was the Jets.
New England, Tampa Bay's Brown, Antonio Brown.
Oh, nice. Wait, no.
Oh, I'm about to kill the clock.
All right, switch this over.
Right, he was Pittsburgh first. Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking New England. All right, I'm up next, and my guy Taekwon's still here, so I could take him as a receiver.
And Jimmy Garoppolo made it all the way back. I mean, you have a lot of options. I think you could also consider a fifth tight end, depending on who's actually in the queue. I don't know who's available.
Zach Ertz, Austin Hooper, Durham Smythe this year. You like taking Durham Smythe.
You got four pretty good ones now that I think about it.
Cordarrelle Patterson's here.
Juju.
Wait.
That
Ben,
Pittsburgh
KC. My pick first. Pittsburgh
KC New England was
Juju.
definitely
Juju. We'll get back to the quiz, okay? We're not going to sign off until the draft's over. All right.
How many running backs do you have?
5.
Feels like enough.
It feels like, yeah. I think
I would go Jimmy G and Taekwon probably. I think you could take Taekwon now. It's like hitting the single thing late with your.
Yeah. Guess what? I'm gonna take Taekwon now, Sam. Did Sam leave? He couldn't handle that. I was gonna take Taekwon on the 19th. Yeah, screw it. I'm gonna take. So you think I'm good at tight end with these 4?
Wow, Jack just hit Andre Reed.
Ben.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're totally good.
Laporta, Conklin, Henry, and Mayer.
Yes.
You think I'm those 4?
Yes. Okay. I love it. I love the texture of it. Conklin, Henry are going to probably run plenty of routes, kind of give you some stability. Mayer and Laporta give you a nice upside blend. Great for tight end build.
All right, and I've got Jimmy stacked with Mayer. So there we go, Jimmy.
Boom.
And you said I wasn't going to get a second quarterback. I got 3, dude.
Nailed it.
You're looking at the quiz. I couldn't even get you for my last pick. All right, let's go to the quiz.
I saw you take Garoppolo.
Yeah, but
they said Jared was missing at the top. He did play for those teams, but he is.
Thanks, Jacob. At least Jacob cares about my team. All right, let's get the rest of these receivers. Juju was a good one. Atlanta,
Green
Tennessee.
Bay?
That's Julio. Julio's Atlanta, Tennessee.
Okay. Who's Green Bay Raiders? I wrote Javon Walker for that.
No, it's could it be James Jones? No, he didn't have enough early.
Jordy Nelson didn't play for all those teams, but he went from Green Bay to the Raiders.
Greg Jennings, he didn't play for all those teams. Donald Driver? Just naming Packers I know.
That's a weird one.
Tim Brown was a guess.
No.
What's
New England? Oh, New England Tampa is Gronkowski.
Damn. That's so sick for a tight end to be there.
Seattle, San Fran, Denver, Minnesota, Buffalo is one.
It's Diggs.
Okay, that's right. I knew we saw another one in the chat. So Seattle, San Fran, Denver, and then Green Bay, Raiders, Buff, Philly, Rams. That's a long list. Seattle, San Fran, Denver. Who started in Seattle and then went to San Francisco?
I don't know. I think
James Lofton is the one with all the teams. Okay. So it is a little older there. Is this Joey Gallup? No, he plays for Tampa and stuff. Who was a younger Seattle receiver? Brian Blades? Like, I'm trying to think of like the 90s when I was growing up.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the 90s guys.
Doug Baldwin? Oh, I mean, I got to be able to get the Seattle guy.
I don't know if he played for.
No, he wasn't a Seattle guy.
Freddie Swain?
There we go. We only have 22 seconds left.
Oh, no. Come on, chat.
Oh, this is back when like Jim Zorn or like Dave
Bobby
Craig
Ingram?
was their quarterback.
Eddie McCaffrey?
They had a
D. Eskridge? I'm stealing these jokes from the chat, by the way.
Daryl Jackson. D-Jack. Wow. We should have got that. Matt Hasselbeck. Daryl Jackson. That was a miss.
All
All right. Sporcle was fun.
Was fun. That's what you do when you're on the turn.
Oh, chat's got Daryl Jackson. A bunch of them said it. I was not looking at you, chat. Sorry.
Nice job, chat. Steven got it. JB got it. Dr. Evil got it.
All in the same minute. Well done. Wow. If only chat had spoken up. Sorry, Steven.
A little earlier. We could have all won together.
Wow. If only chat had spoken up. That's great.
All right. Did JJ land the plane, chat? Are you guys in love? Are you as in love with JJ's team as when you started? He's got Jamar Chase, Devonta Smith, Ramondre Stevenson, Christian Watson, Drake London, Deontay Johnson. Then he went back and got Corey Davis. So you got his 6 up top and then just added one more. Ramondre Stevenson, Antonio Gibson, Devin A-Chain, Jalen Warren, Roshan Johnson, Chuba Hubbard, Kareem Hunt. Definitely went a little bit more robust at running back than I did. Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, and Baker Mayfield as his 3 quarterbacks. Greg Dulcich, Jelani Woods, Kate Otten. Do you love it? Is it good?
It's good.
I don't know. I'm not seeing the same level of salivating as I did early on. I think they just like seeing all that yellow.
I like yours too. What are your 5 running backs? Breece Hall, Kenneth Walker, DeAndre Swift, Damian Harris, Devin Singletary is a pretty nice 5 running back build.
It is pretty nice. I like JJ's team for the record. I just
it's
I'm
good.
just annoyed that you guys were just so over the moon for it on my stream.
You got Lamar. What did you have at receiver on your team?
All right. Yeah, Ricef says he doesn't want to get banned. So I think it's not that the chat doesn't like JJ's team, it's that they're now nervous about what will happen if
they only salivate for the wedge, says Chris. That's a great way to end it right there. I love it.
I bet JJ couldn't tell us about the wedge. See?
Yes.
You know, JJ can draft a hell of a team, but what does he
know about the wedge?
Huh? Probably nothing. All right, guys. I think that'll do it on that note. Thanks so much for joining. Do join us on Wednesday. We're drafting another NFC team.
34 rounds. 34 rounds.
My team, which I will take. Thank you. 34 rounds next Wednesday. You'll love that team. It's going to have 3 kickers. Hopefully, it's going to have 3 team defenses, 3 team kickers, because that's what you got to do. Honestly,
which was the best part of last week's stream was whether we would be able to get the 3rd defense and the 3rd kicker.
It's a legitimately fun element of a draft that long when you have to like stop thinking about like normal fantasy football stuff and be like, all right, how many teams have drafted a defense? So I would recommend joining us for that. But we'll see you then. Take it easy.